man is back.
Oh, my gosh, the red got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered. You know what I'm saying? It's true. You know what I'm saying? But look at that, my God.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, That's True Inferno. Back at it with another Call of Duty Modern Warfare video for you guys. So, we're now going to talk about E3. So, this is something that's been on my mind for about 2 weeks now. And, yeah, E3 is pretty much dying. E3 is indeed dying. So, y'all probably wondering what's going on, what happened. Well, of course, now, if you follow the video game news like that, then you should know about this since this story kind of broke like, what, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, whatever the case may be. But if you don't, then I can explain to you guys real quick. So, basically, not to mention the fact that Sony announced earlier this year that they were not going to be at E3 2020. And the fact that Nintendo won't be there aside from the whole little Treehouse Direct thing, or whatever the case may be, or the Nintendo Direct thing, which is basically a live stream or a pre-recorded stream, or whatever the case may be, rather. And then there was last year's issue where they basically, for some dumb reason, released every YouTuber's and journalist's private information to the entire world. So we're talking their phone numbers, I think their email addresses, and I think their actual addresses, or whatever the case may be. But their private info was released worldwide online. So despite all that, we got more news now. Again, this is 2 weeks old, but then again, I've been doing a lot of stuff, covering a lot of different news that I've been breaking. But Geoff Keighley will not be attending E3 this year. Now, I will admit, when I first heard this, I'm like, who in the hell is Geoff Keighley? Like, I had no clue who that was, but come to find out, he's the host of the Video Game Awards that take place in December, and he hosts a show that take place at E3, and apparently this is a big deal. This is a big deal. This is another example that E3 is dying, apparently, because I don't know how big he is, or even if he's big at all. I have no clue, but apparently he is big in the video game world. So the fact that he won't be E3, people are looking at it as saying like, oh, E3 dying. And he basically said after looking at the plans for E3, he said that it's for his best interest to not attend this year. And I'm like, whoa, what they doing this year? But yeah, it's pretty much a wrap. Well, I ain't gonna say it's pretty much a wrap, but I don't see how E3 can turn around from this. Look, GameStop had more of a future than E3. Yeah, I'm going there. Even though that's another video in this stuff right there. How shady GameStop, the company, corporate, are becoming. It still had more of a future than E3. And the thing, and I say this because of this. Nintendo knew the writing on the wall years ago, and they basically stopped literally showing up at E3 outside from the whole Treehouse thing. And I was like, and I will admit, I was one of the people who was like, Nintendo's stupid. Why would they do that? That's so dumb, and bad mouth Nintendo for that. Looking at it now, I'm like, wow, Nintendo was actually on point with this one. They was really on point with this one. And then, I think starting last year, Sony did the same thing. They did not, but unlike Nintendo, who had that Treehouse thing, whatever, Sony didn't show up at all at E3. And here's the thing. You got to understand how E3 works. So for the longest, I had no clue how E3 worked. And I always wonder, like, how you even make money from this? Especially since at one point in time, there was no general admission. Like, the general public could not get in E3. It was only reserved for media and journalists and, I guess, certain YouTubers. Now, you got general admission, but still, though, I was like, how you even make money from doing this? And then I found out that these companies like Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, EA, Square Enix, Ubisoft, and whatever, they pay E3 just so they can have a booth in a showcase, whatever the case may be, and they can showcase the games or and products or whatever. That's how it works. So the companies aren't making the money, as far as I know of, in general, rather. It's E3. Whoever wins E3 are the ones making the money. And again, Nintendo saw the writing on the wall. They was like, yo, why should we pay them for us to let them showcase our stuff when we can just showcase our stuff on our website, on YouTube, wherever the case may be. And Nintendo did that, and that was smart. And then EA no longer going to E3. They have their own little event near E3, like a day before E3. And that's kind of smart too, because they don't have to, well, also they have to pay the building, whoever building they're hosting, may be cheaper. But either way, to some degree, that's kind of smart too. And Sony just backing out altogether, because I guess their mindset is, man, fuck E3. We don't need E3. We're not even going to do anything around that time frame. I don't know how smart that is. But in terms of them pulling out, yeah, that's smart. But in terms of them pulling out and not doing nothing and not doing anything during E3, that's not smart. But everybody else will still show up. It's like eventually they're going to pull out because they could save money. Cause, I mean, that's what it's all about nowadays, money. So it's like, why pay E3 to showcase our stuff when we could just showcase our stuff ourselves? Especially since we have a little thing called the internet and YouTube and websites. So it makes no sense for companies to even go to E3. And that's why that's really that's the latest and more important reason why E3 is in trouble. The earlier reason why E3 was in trouble is because the surprise factor ain't there. The surprise factor ain't there. So it's like, why even watch? You know, there may be a little surprise here and there, but nowadays it's for a game that nobody really care about for the most part. You know, for the most part. Like, there may be a surprise here and there, wherever the case may be, but for the most part, everything that's announced at E3, you already knew about it. Why? Because the trailer that is going to be played at E3 has leaked or been shared on purpose, or whatever the case may be, I don't know, to the general public, the entire world, a week prior, a week and a half prior, maybe even 2 weeks prior. So it's like, okay, we saw this trailer. Why watch E3 to see that trailer again? It makes no sense. So, and I have no clue how to save it. And E3 have no clue how to save it because it's not in their hands anymore. It's not in their hands anymore. I mean, like, if they could well, again, it's not in their hands anymore. And this only happens once a year. So it's not like, oh, this is a yearly round thing. A yearly, a yearly round thing. And they can just, charge the general admission and go off of that. And have these companies come in for free and showcase whatever. No. This is like, what? A 1 week thing per year. So the E3 got to make their money. But the problem is, how? Because, again, these companies going to get smart and say, yo, we can't do this anymore because we just want to save our own money. So we're not going to pay you guys. And that's why I think E3 is in more trouble than GameStop. Because with GameStop, even though, like, they in trouble as well, but they can still salvage it. Now, how? I have no clue. But I'm pretty sure there are options out there. Like, they're trying to make it more retro, make it a more game-friendly area where you can just walk in, chill on the sofa, and play video games, something like that. I have seen them, I have seen I have seen a visual of that in one store, like online. Obviously, somebody presented it, but you get the point. So GameStop have some options to save their companies, rather. E3, on the other hand, they don't, because they have to rely on other people to make their money, whether that's the general admission or these video game companies and developers and publishers, whatever the case may be. And if they all stop coming, E3 won't have any money. It won't make money off of E3. And E3 gonna get shut down. So that's why I think GameStop have more of a future than E3. Now, do I think either one have a future? No. But GameStop have more of a future than E3. And with this, and then here's something else that I heard. Because Review Tech USA did a video about this about two and a half weeks ago. That's how I first found out about it. And he said that this Geoff Keighley guy, he also, he hosts the Video Game Awards, and apparently that's a competitor to E3. I don't know how. I mean, one of them is a award show, and the other one is like a video game expo where you just show up and you try the games that are coming out later this year. You do the demos, you see what's coming out, and things like that. That's it. But at the Video Game Awards, companies are being awarded for the best video game of the year, best whatever in the year, or whatever the case may be. Now, yeah, they do have some reveals and stuff like that, and they do concerts, but, well, E3 don't do concerts, but either way, I don't see them being competitors to each other. So that's make no sense to me. But basically, at the end of the day, E3's in trouble. I don't know how long they got, but I don't see them bouncing back from this in any way, shape, or form. I cannot think of anything that could save E3. So, yeah. But I will say this. I would still watch E3 so I can cover it for you guys. But, you know, notice that a few years back when I would cover E3, you would see 5, 6, 7 videos from me. 1 video per show. So I would do a Sony video, Microsoft video, Nintendo video, EA video, stuff like that. But nowadays, you only see 1 video from me. Because 1, these companies are backing out. And 2, the majority of stuff that they are showcasing, I've seen already. So it's like, oh, they showed this off. I've seen that trailer already. You know, so it's easier to grade. And it's, you know, and it don't require me to put out like 6, 7 videos, or whatever the case may be, to talk about E3 as a whole, where I can talk about E3 as a whole in 1 video. So there's proof in that as well. So now I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is your boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.